Copy. Welcome, everybody, as you join us live on abc7.com and our 24/7 streaming channels. Chris Christie up in AIR7 over a pursuit, a CHP pursuit southbound on the 101 freeway, making his way through the San Fernando Valley. Picked it up just before Calabasas and has now been exceeding speeds of 100 miles per hour with at least one spike strip attempt as we now make our way through Van Nuys, making our way towards Sherman Oaks now, quickly past the 405. As he continues extreme speeds, now getting over to the right lane here. Again, light traffic on the southbound 101. Limited information in terms of what the one is here, how many people are inside that compact SUV. You can see, appears to be very dirty, but if you look under that dirt, it appears to be possibly an out-of-state license plate. That is unconfirmed. Those flashers are flashing, unknown what that's about. Slowing down a little bit now at about 75 miles per hour. Again, we are in Sherman Oaks, passing Woodman Avenue. It's going to be heading towards the 170 freeway. You could continue over towards the 134 or down the 101 freeway. Unfortunately, that's going to pose a problem for law enforcement and for AIR7 as the weather is an issue this evening. Beyond the San Fernando Valley, the LA Basin is pretty much socked in at this moment. LAPD with limited options here, but LAPD is monitoring this pursuit while CHP down there on the ground is maintaining a safe distance there with that primary unit, about 5 or 6 car lengths behind him, and a secondary unit behind him. In fact, there's at least, I think, 4 units total in this pursuit. Looks like even a 5th. Go ahead, go ahead. Started in Ventura. Copy that. Just gathering a little more information. Apparently this all started in Ventura County. CHP handing this off to the West Valley units who are continuing this pursuit that started as a traffic infraction. Apparently the one was driving with the lights off, so he was blacked out. He now has his lights on. His flashers are flashing, but still failing to yield here. We don't have much more information than that beyond what we can see and what we've already reported here, but it's a Toyota RAV4, black in color, with out-of-state plates that are apparently difficult to read. But you can see he is slowing down just a little bit, over to the right lane, still doing about 65 miles per hour. Now committing to the southbound 101 freeway. That's going to take him towards Cahuenga. Heading towards Universal City here, going to be heading towards the Cahuenga Pass. And if he doesn't get off before then, again, that's going to be an issue. But we'll continue to follow this pursuit as long as we can. It looks like there's either maybe a cell phone or something in the passenger seat that's glowing there. Possibly Idaho plates. Interestingly, as I mentioned earlier, they have attempted at least one spike strip. Presumably, that happened on the freeway, unless he got on the freeway afterwards. But this has been a CHP pursuit for as long as we can tell. And so in all likelihood, that spike strip may have been executed on a narrow part of the 101 freeway, or at least a quiet part of the 101 freeway. Obviously, that's going to become less of an option. They'll not easily be able to repeat that as we head towards the metro LA area here, but he is continuing to slow down a little bit here. We'll see if he shows any signs of exiting the freeway, and if they do, if he does, perhaps they will authorize a pit maneuver. Right now, that is an unlikely option as well at these speeds. Again, the freeway is a safe space for this pursuit. As you could tell from this shot right here, he's got plenty of freeway to play with, both ahead of him and now behind him, as they have created something of a traffic break behind him. So they are setting up for whatever comes next, but they are preventing motorists from getting anywhere near this pursuit at this point. So they're keeping the public back and just continuing to follow him at a safe distance. Again, the crimes here are not egregious. They are not violent. This is a traffic infraction, and the driver has refused to yield. You can see there's about a half a dozen units in the back there that are blocking all of the lanes. So you've got about 3 to 4 units right behind this suspect, and then you've got another half a dozen units that are ready for the felony stop when this comes to an end, both to bring the suspect or suspects into custody, but also to keep the public back. This is a Toyota RAV4. From what we could tell, it appears that that passenger seat is empty. He's now in the Cahuenga Pass here, making his way through the Hollywood Hills. We just passed Universal, continuing southbound on the 101 freeway. Slowing down a little bit more. We'll go ahead and throw up our real-time speed tracker here. You can see he's doing roughly 50 to 60 miles per hour, give or take there. You can see him starting to speed up slightly, continuing down here, downhill, down the incline here, heading into Hollywood. Doesn't appear that they have a lot of intel on this suspect, as they are continuing to try and run these plates, trying to gather more information. Again, this all started as a simple traffic infraction. The driver was traveling with his lights blacked out, and that has changed. He has since put his headlights on. He's got his hazards flashing, but still refusing to pull over. For an unknown reason, he has engaged the California Highway Patrol in a high-speed pursuit, speeds at times in excess of 100 miles per hour, heading straight down the 101 freeway from Ventura through Calabasas into the San Fernando Valley, and now into the LA Basin here, as we've just come out of the Cahuenga Pass here, heading straight through Hollywood, southbound 101 freeway, coming up on Gower and continuing to flee CHP here, now doing about roughly 60 miles per hour. And as we make our way closer to Echo Park here, there are units heading in this direction from the opposite direction. There are CHP units behind him. There are CHP units ahead of him. Again, to repeat, they have created a traffic break that is allowing him to traverse these various lanes of the 101 freeway, but it's also allowing California Highway Patrol to potentially set up ahead of him, perhaps that unit right there, to eventually set up ahead of him for another spike strip attempt. We'll see if they greenlight that. It certainly appears that that may be an option here with the traffic conditions as light as they are here this evening. That may come into play. We've already seen at least one spike strip attempt on the freeway earlier on in this pursuit. Just passing Vermont Avenue, southbound on the 101 freeway. Check out that traffic on the entrance ramp there. California Highway Patrol has now been able to shut down the entrance ramps to the freeway. They are setting up for that spike strip. And it looks like they just tried it. I don't know if he hit, but they just executed a spike strip there, right there at the exit, as he made his way past Silver Lake Boulevard. I cannot tell. We were not able to see whether he struck that spike strip, but they did set up for it. Again, the second spike strip in this pursuit on the freeway. You can see more CHP units entering the freeway, engaging in this pursuit. There's at least about 10 units involved in this pursuit now. Continuing southbound 101 freeway through Echo Park now, getting closer to downtown LA where the air is getting thicker. That moisture is extremely dense in the air. Not quite ground level fog, but air quality nonetheless that is going to prohibit air units from engaging in this pursuit. So they're really relying on those ground units. Now, those black and whites on the ground to bring this to an end. Understand now that that spike strip that we saw moments ago failed. He did not hit it, was able to navigate around that spike strip. Again, this is the second no-hit spike of this pursuit. They keep trying. Again, something we don't see very often, but when traffic conditions are light like this and they seem to have control of the freeway here with those traffic breaks, they have the ability to execute those spike strips, even at these speeds, which is very unusual, but you can see he is now really picking up steam here, going about 100 miles per hour. This is about as fast as we've seen him go. He was going much faster in the earlier minutes in this pursuit, but for the better part of the last 10 minutes, he's been slowing down dramatically. Now he appears to be really stepping on it, making his way southbound through downtown LA on the 101 freeway. No icon, by the way. Do you hear icon? Okay. It should be. Copy. You can go ahead and widen out. There you go. Mark, we've been watching this pursuit. California Highway Patrol chasing a Toyota RAV4 down the 101 freeway out of Ventura County, refusing to yield after they attempted to pull him over for driving with his lights off. The vehicle was blacked out, has since put his lights back on. He's been driving with his hazards on. We've got some video to show you from moments ago as he made his way down the 101 freeway, through the San Fernando Valley, eventually through the Cahuenga Pass, into Hollywood, straight towards downtown LA, where, as you can see from our shot right here, the weather has dropped dramatically. The ceiling is very low. LAPD air support unable to follow this pursuit because of the dense fog in the air there. We are peering through the buildings of downtown LA. That suspect continuing down the 101 freeway, and just moments ago transitioning onto the eastbound side of the 10 freeway. It's now going to come down to those ground units. About at least a dozen California Highway Patrol units engaged in this pursuit. There were 2 separate spike strips. Both of them failed. He was able to navigate around those spikes and is now continuing his run from California Highway Patrol, Mark.